If you're dating and you feel alone in your relationship, it oftentimes can be caused by one of two things. Either you're not with the right person and you don't connect at all, or you're with the right person, but for some reason you can't be authentic with them. For whatever reason, you're holding back, you feel ashamed, you're embarrassed, you worry about rejection, or something, some obstacle is there that you don't feel like you can be your real self. And the more unauthentic you are, the lonelier you're going to feel, because you're going to feel like these people don't really know you, his friends, her friends, and you're going to feel like your partner doesn't know you. They don't respond the way you think they should, and that's because they don't really know who you are. You're only showing them an unrealistic or untrue part of yourself. So what can you do? Well, the first thing I'm going to suggest you do is that you practice being yourself. How can you do that? You need to start giving them little pieces of who you really are. If you think about it, sometimes little pieces of our authenticness are all that matters, of our being vulnerable. And you can start with something as simple as telling them your favorite childhood memory. For the most part, when people get pets, one of the reasons they grow so close with their pet is because they're able to be real. They practice being real. They know up front that their dog won't reject them, that their dog will love them unconditionally no matter how weird they are. And that's why they get so close to them. If you can just take that mindset and put it in your relationship, thinking to yourself, if my realness turns this person off, then this is someone I shouldn't be with anyway, because I'm only going to be lonely in the future if I continue this charade of who I am. Secondly, take vulnerable risks. Play a little bit. If there's areas of your life where you feel you can be yourself, be silly. Maybe your partner has one friend or someone who makes you feel so comfortable in your own skin that you start revealing a little bit more about yourself. And hopefully this one friend would be able to generalize to other people, including your partner as well. I think it's really important that you are vulnerable, that you show your partner who you are with your feelings in particular. Because if you don't, then their reaction when you're really struggling with something or you have something heavy on your heart will be out of context. They won't understand. And because of that, the relationship will never get off the ground. It will never get its feet. You won't be able to even give it a chance to breathe and possibly grow. Thirdly, self-evaluate. Look through your life. What parts are you so ashamed of? What parts are you holding on that you feel that you weren't forgiven for yourself, for being yourself? Or what parts would you just be so embarrassed if your partner found out? The more you can get in touch with those and work on resolving those and forgiving those yourself, maybe even presenting parts of it to your partner and see their reaction. I think a lot of times we underestimate the person that we're dating, and we don't think, we worry so much about, will they hurt me? Will they take advantage of me? If you're dating someone that you even suspect that, you shouldn't be with them. You should be dating someone that you feel is on your side, is supportive. And that's why I'm saying when you self-evaluate, there's got to be little parts of yourself that you can let go of, that you can forgive, that you can resolve with this partner's help. Don't assume you're understood. Many times in new dating scenarios, your partner will do something that seems totally insensitive or out of the ordinary. This is because you weren't being real with who you were. You weren't being honest about how you felt about certain things. Maybe it's faith-based, maybe it's based on communication with an old friend or someone new or your job situation. You have to be upfront. You can control you. You have a right to advocate for yourself. And once you're able to speak up and say what you need, then I think it's going to help you and your partner. and it's going to give this relationship some firm boundary. So many people are just like in a situationship, they have no idea if the relationship is going to grow, and part of that is because they're so terrified of being themselves that they hold back, and the relationship seems superficial. And if something's superficial, you're not going to stay honest with it, and you're not going to stay in it. We all want something deeper. Speak up. If you have trouble being yourself, then, and you're really lonely, then it's important you start asking for what you want. And when you're talking to your partner, say, you know, I feel like you don't hug me much, or I feel like you don't give me many compliments, or I feel unnoticed by you. Some people that actually feel lonely in their relationship are mixing that with feeling bored. They're people who really need a lot of stimulation, external stimulation. So if the relationship gets into just hanging out on the couch, watching Netflix, the partner starts getting bored. And when you get bored, you can mistake that for feeling lonely. Like, this person doesn't get me. They don't even ask me if I'd rather go dancing, or if I'd rather go out, or I'd rather go hiking. Well, they don't ask you because you haven't spoken up, and maybe they're as terrified and holding back as much as you are. One of you have to be courageous and brave and speak up to combat this feeling of loneliness when you're newly dating. I think most of the loneliness I've seen with daters is because one or both partners aren't being authentic. And that's really sad, because this couple might have really made it, but neither person was courageous enough to take the first chance, speak up, advocate for themselves and what they want, and then work with their partner to be supportive of their needs, of their wants. If this video is helpful to you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you from the bottom of my heart.